Philippe Salah, what a great player. One of the greats of world rugby. As an official duty out there, Phil.
Oh, what a terrific centre he was. Sort of mid to late in his career when he first came up, a bunch of youngsters called Horan and Little. An incredible player, wonderful bloke too.
I think he'd be keen to have a run around. He doesn't want to get off the pitch, does he? Philippe, great bloke.
Wasn't renowned for his kicking though, I must say.
Hey. Over 100 tests for France. I think he played 114, Clarkie, something like that.
I think he was the first player ever to get past 100.
Maybe a bit less, 110 perhaps.
Well, France, it's Stade de France. They've won 32, lost 13, and they've had one draw. And Bryce Lawrence about to get us underway. Australia ranks second on the IRB rankings behind New Zealand. France are now fifth. England overtaking them in recent weeks. The test match is underway. France, Australia, Stade de France. And the French have it inside their own 22. Can the Wallabies finish their season off on a high note? 5 survivors from the starting team that beat France in Paris in 2008.
Good aggressive start from the Wallabies. Really worked hard on that kick-off, got up, forced the French to the sideline, and then the kick from the half was average.
Yeah, spot-on kick from Quade Cooper. That'll give him some confidence. His kick-offs can go a little bit awry.
Line out one by Sharp. Cooper finds Adam Ashley Cooper. Now Genia. Not a great pass. It's gone backwards and cleaned up there, but the French pour in. But no, it's there for Australia again. Genia. That's better. He looks to his Queensland teammate Simmons, but in the end goes past him to give it to Sharp. Genia having a dart inside the French 22. Here's Elsom, the captain, every minute of every test match in 2010.
Did well to get rid of Ouedraogo then.
It's loose on the ground. Mistake there by the Wallabies, so we will have our first scrum for the test match.
And it will be a tough one. The French love their scrummaging. They're like the Argentines. Just love getting in there and shoving it around. Have a pretty experienced front row. Servat, the hooker, at 32. Mas, the tight head, at 30 years of age. And the youngster, Domingo, 25. Strong scrum. You can see Shabal at the back there with the big beard.
Australia actually heavier, 885 to 867 kilograms. Morgan Parra. And not the start that the Wallaby scrum wanted. And so the free kick going the way of France, and Ouedraogo in the 7. Still inside his own territory. Now it's Zhao Zion, one of the big centres, wrapped up well and truly on that occasion. Shabal. The crowd will roar every time the caveman gets the ball. To the short side they continue working through. William Savard, the hooker. Parra. Little chip over the top, and it's into space. Still there.
Oh, well done, Kurtley Beale, and then Pocock to clean it up after that.
The kick finds some space. That's Damien Try. We've seen him play in just about every position on the paddock now, but he's playing fly half at the moment. There's the box kick. And it's into touch. So Australia dominating territory.
They've had a go a couple of times, Clarkie, back on the short side, which clearly they've had a look at the way the French defend. The French like to get the tight 5 defending together. Back rowers either side. The tight 5 will look after the middle section of the field. The Wallabies think just on the edges of that, either side, there might be some opportunities.
Stephen Moore, 55th test match. No sign of any of the problems that he had in Wales. The back problem, and now James O'Connor. And here is a great start by Australia. Adam Ashley Cooper. It is 5-0 at Stade de France.
Fantastic little play there. We'll see Berrick Barnes get the ball as the first receiver. Quade Cooper gets left out. I think he goes on a little dummy loop, and then James O'Connor finds the inside traffic. Adam Ashley Cooper, watch it from above here. Ball will go across Quade Cooper. He goes on the dummy loop, and then Berrick takes it to the line. Soft hands there to James O'Connor. James had Adam Ashley Cooper on his outside. Look at that lovely little ball from Berrick Barnes. Took it to the line quickly and just offloaded it to James O'Connor. Adam Ashley Cooper, what a season he's had, Kearns. He's been great, hasn't he?
Just sensational. Just playing his role beautifully, not overplaying himself. Just always at the right spot at the right time. You could see the French defence sort of watching Quade Cooper, and they started to drift off, and that created the hole on the inside. They went too far as James O'Connor lines up. Right in front, they don't get much easier than this. And I hope I didn't speak too early.
Berrick Barnes kicked 8 from 9 against Italy, but he did have a hip problem earlier in the week. Didn't mind handing the goal-kicking duties back to James O'Connor. So 7 points to 0. Australia over France. Adam Ashley Cooper's 16th Test try, his 4th for the year. He had his 50th Test match last week. Didn't see too much of the opportunities. 35th Wallaby to play 50 Test matches. Beautiful ball inside.
Lovely lines there by all the backs. Everybody in motion. Opportunities either side, left and right for Berrick Barnes. Took the right one.
But they can't win the line-up. Plenty of pressure coming on Nathan Sharp on that occasion. He coughed it up, and now the French have an opportunity. The first time inside Australian territory. Good tackle by Adam Ashley Cooper. Now it is Chabal. He pops it out the back. Perra dragged down by Try, and Muss was in there, and they go wide now. This is the younger winger, Alexis Palisson. Perra arrives, gives it now to Try. Let's see if they can find some space in midfield. Now Dusautoir to Perra. That's forward though. Oh, just got his timing wrong on that occasion. The scrum half, and a bit of a let-off for the Wallabies.
Yeah, good play from the French. When they get that quick ball interchange amongst the forwards, that's when they're starting to play really well. And there was little hints of that. There's a lovely little ball there, and from Dusautoir, the skipper, just forward from the halfback, Perra in that case.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of the French interchange, the short interchange passing game. It's one of the features of their play. Also, their tight five will look to offload. They put themselves in attack and defence in the middle of the field, a real specific way that they play, the French.
Take us through the scrum, Phil.
Well, let's hope we get a completed scrum. Wallabies penalised on the last occasion, and again.
Wow,
Alexander.
That's amazing. Penalty right in front from a Wallaby put in at the scrum.
Well, it's clear he's not going to take any resets.
Well, Robbie Deans this week appealed to international referees not to take it as granted that it's the Wallabies infringing all the time. He believes they've been unfairly officiated.
I think certainly in last week that was correct, Clarkie.
You can see quite clearly that Ben Alexander, as the referee is saying, packed with his shoulders below his hips. It's an immediate penalty. It's nothing. The referee doesn't give the referee any options there. You pack too low, you make the error on the impact, on the hit, and you're going to get penalised. And unfortunately, the Wallabies suffer from that. But they've got to adapt. They can't pack if they're not happy with the height of the scrum. Take their time and get it to the height they're happy at.
So Perra, he kicked 4 penalties last week against Argentina. Easy one for him early on. So there has been a bit of a trend, a worrying trend, that when the Wallabies do score points, they concede points immediately. And that has been the case there. They couldn't control the restart, and a scrum penalty.
In some ways, the way the French pack should suit the Wallabies. They don't mind packing a little bit higher, and that may suit the Wallabies because they've got a tall front row.
Again, good chase from Drew Mitchell on that kickoff, bringing the pressure.
7 points to 3, Australia over France.
Kicking from the base of the ruck or more has not been good from Perra.
No, that Great disadvantage as a left foot scrum half. Find yourself under pressure a little bit more, particularly from scrums, and the box kick is never necessarily a great feature for left footers. Dimitri Ashvili, the player on the bench, another left-footed scrum half, is probably one of the best in the world at the box kick.
So Stephen Moore got the throw into the line-out. Won by Sharp. It's the French making a late change in their line-out with Jerome Thion coming on in jersey number 4 to play his 50th Test match as the Wallabies continue to charge up towards the 22. Lionel Nelle, very experienced lock, ruled out with an injury on match day. Advantage being played here for the Wallabies. Still advantage, the inside ball to Mitchell. The hand is still out from the referee. Going nowhere, so they'll come back for the penalty attempt, you would think.
Oh, he's done well there, Blyce Lawrence, looking at French players competing for the ball at the breakdown, just wanting to open it up a little bit. A lot of pressure on the ball here. You can see the entry there, just on the edge. Chabal had his hand on the ball. It could have been a penalty either against Dusatois or Chabal.
That pick and drive worked pretty well for the Wallabies. Then the line out, very solid.
Yeah.
Seen 3 good throws, 3 good catches at the line out stage.
Because it was David Pocock who got the Wallabies going forward. Then they were sort of a little bit static. Ball went to Pocock and he just got the legs driving, did a great job.
Thank you.
27th Test match for James O'Connor. And that is a world record 27 tests before turning 21 years of age.
He could be the first player in history to get 200 Test caps.
This last week's test against Italy, attending a funeral back in Australia, but straight back into the starting 15. O'Connor. Well, he'll be disappointed. Barnes kicking 8 from 9, and that was very, very kickable as Robbie Deans, Jim Williams, Patricio Noriega look on, very rugged up in the stands on a cold night in Paris. So a let off there for the French, and the restart from the 22, and now Beale goes high. Taken by Trey, he's thrown that, has it gone forward? No, it's play on as Chabal goes across field and is hammered.
Yeah, Chabal, you want him running forward, not across field. Very powerful man. Good counter from Ben Alexander.
And the Wallabies turn it over. That's great work at the ruck. As Adam Ashley Cooper goes into scrum half. Gives it to Slipper. Ooh, that's why he's not a scrum half. The front row throws a wild pass and they have to clean up back on their own side of halfway. But now they come back. They were paying advantage, fortunately, for James Slipper.
He gave it a rip though, didn't he? I'll tell you. That was the triple cutout from the loose head prop. Let it sing.
Offside. Yep.
Right idea. Don't mind seeing that from a loose head. Let it go. Found himself in that awkward position as first receiver. What do?
We might give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he did know that it was an advantage to Australia when he threw the pass.
It was his tight head mate who did the great work at the breakdown there, Ben Alexander, with some beautiful counter rucking. And here's Adam Ashley Cooper just looking for anyone else except James Slipper. Get out of the way.
Well, a chance to redeem himself here, James O'Connor.
Just got a little bit jumpy on that last kick, lost his rhythm a bit, sort of kicks well when he approaches the ball in that real smooth fashion. You can see I think someone in the crowd may have a laser light or something on his face. I saw it on the last kick.
Yeah.
French crowd trying to put him off as best they can. See if he can get his rhythm back here.
Little jeering's one thing. Perhaps a laser is slightly unsportsmanlike.
O'Connor, that is better. 10 points to 3. It is Australia leading France.